I think, are in the worst position, okay, but potentially the best position. I'll tell you why. The worst position because you don't know a lot about what's going on, and neither does the rest of the world. All right, even I don't. And I will tell you, I've read so much stuff over the last 2 weeks, and I got to tell you, I'm hearing the same thing again and again and again. Well, when the Supreme Court was holding their hearings back in March, I listened really carefully to the arguments that were going on. And I was listening to the conversations that the justices were having back and forth. Some of it was a little off mic, but nonetheless you could hear it. My opinion at that point is this thing's going down. I mean, this topic is going to be, you guys are going to be in trouble, you being the industry. And I was not disappointed. So what I did is I started putting together much of what we're talking about today because I just anticipated the fallout. And the fallout basically is, and are most of you familiar with the Montgomery decision and what it means? If not, I'll take a minute to tell you. Anybody not familiar with the Montgomery decision? All right, fine, okay. For 100 years, 50 years, the freight brokers were, quote, exempt from negligence liability on their business. The motor carriers were responsible. The motor carrier has a wreck, they're responsible. Under a federal exemption law, the freight brokers were exempt. So if the freight brokers got involved in a lawsuit, for the most part, they could get out of it because they're saying, we're not responsible. We hired the carrier did the damage or the injury, and it's their fault. The Supreme Court decided that's enough of that. They're saying, you know what? You're part of the commerce. You're part of the activity. You're doing something. You're hiring the carrier. You're making decisions. Okay. As a result of that, you got to have some responsibility. So the Supreme Court said the shield that the brokers had from negligence liability is gone. Okay. Now, what does that mean to you?